Well, yeah, we're still trying to talk about tax harmonization in Nigeria, and obviously this cybersecurity levy at this time. To be or not to be? Well, let's try and get Mr. Eben Jones again, managing partners, Transact. Great to have you on the show. Hope you can hear me now.
Thank you very much. Please confirm that you can hear me as well.
I can hear you loud and clear. Fantastic. So there seems to be a lot of confusion about this cybersecurity levy. I'd like to get your understanding of this levy, and there's a lot of divided perspectives right now on who or what value should be taxed. How are you seeing it?
Yeah, so I think the issue is that in Nigeria we kind of focus on the wrong thing. The original intention of that act is supposed to be to draw our attention to the increasing threats of cybersecurity to businesses and to every country. Cybersecurity insurance, for example, is one of the newest insurance products in the market in most places in the world. And insurance companies, as far as I know it, in Nigeria do not offer these policy products. Now, these are the bigger issues that we should be focusing on. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, the intention is always how to maximize extraction of money. You find out that what has been happening consistently since about 2003, thereabout, is that every now and then new laws are coming in. And as the new laws are coming in, a body is being set up that will be funded by a percentage or the other of revenue being collected outside of the tax system, the formal tax system, by these bodies, therefore suffocating businesses. So the intention should actually be the threat of cybersecurity and to businesses, not only, and originally this law, if you look at it, the 2015 edition before the amendment, was limited to business. It was limited to 4 categories of businesses: banks, GSM companies, internet service providers, and insurance companies, So it's surprising that now it appears that by a singular change in the new amendment to replace, not by changing the schedule that listed the businesses that should be affected, but just changing financial institutions to private and public institutions or something.
Right.
It was then interpreted by the CBN to mean everybody. It's no wonder that everybody could see how odious that interpretation is. And the downside of it is that it will stifle businesses even more. It is the wrong time, and it's no wonder the president has said it should be suspended. It's also no wonder that we hear that the House of Rep has also ordered that it should be suspended at this time.
Right, so much outcry about this cybersecurity levy. But putting that aside at this time, tax harmonization is another big issue right here in Nigeria. And you see the fiscal policy committee, they're talking about reforms of value-added tax, scrapping taxes on some basic items to compensate, for hike on others. Also removal of VAT on exports. Talk to me about, these proposed reforms and how they can be really, implemented, at this time. We know the government is really trying to raise revenue, and they need taxes at this time.
Yes, thank you. We are waiting to see the output of these reforms because, the reforms should move beyond just increasing VAT rates and then giving additional VAT deductions, for certain transactions. We want to look at the whole universe of taxes in Nigeria. As it is right now, we have one of the highest tax rates in the world. You find a corporate income tax rate at 30%, but that is not the end of the story, because there are additional taxes that are imposed on certain categories of businesses. So you have a 1% police trust fund. You have a NITDA levy, 1% net profit. You have several other small taxes that add on to a cumulative effective rate of around 34%. So of after-tax profit. And this is separate from other operational taxes that go with payroll, such as the workers' compensation that is payable to NSITF at 1%, of payroll cost. So I would think we should look at the bigger issues of these additional layers of taxes rather than focusing on VAT and saying that we have one of the lowest VAT rates in the world. That is not the issue. Our VAT Act does not exactly work like other VAT acts work in other climes. Our VAT Act is more akin to a sales tax than value-added tax.
Right, and talking about expanding the tax net in Nigeria, that is still the focus right now. But have you seen any progress, on that so far?
No, you won't have any progress in expanding the tax net as long as people don't understand. The policymakers and the regulators do not understand that it's only those who are employees of organized businesses that are bearing all the taxes in this country. I've said it before, that a federal system such as we have here, should borrow a leaf from other federal systems such as, say, the United States, where there is an income tax for every individual payable to the center. It helps the center to be able to distribute, give rebates and other other credits and subsidies of some kind to people who are the lowest earners in the society. So, but here we have a tax system where individuals and employees pay their taxes to the states in which they are residents, and we know that most of the states' IRSs or internal revenue authorities are not as organized as they should be. So they're not digitalized. There is no mandatory filing of taxes by every single individual. Rather, they go after employers. So you have a situation where most of the people who are in charge of making our laws do not even pay taxes themselves, because some of them never worked, or they don't work in organized places where they had to pay PAYE.
Right.
So we need to be thinking bigger. Have a system where every individual in Nigeria is required to file taxes to the center, and then from there we know that everybody is caught in the tax net. As it is, if you're a very powerful man in certain states, you may not be paying any tax in that state. Maybe because you know the governor, or maybe and all that. So the tax system, as it is skewed against people like you and I who have formal employments.
Right. I guess the little guys end up paying more when it comes to taxes. But definitely we're waiting to hear from the CBN about this cybersecurity levy. But thank you so much. It was great having your perspective, Mr. Eben Joels, Managing Partner at Transact. Thank you.
Thank you.